So, time for another tier list, and we're doing things a little differently in this episode because I'm not alone for this one. I'm being joined by a friend of mine who you may recognise, as he's been in some of my short films. If you've watched some of the stuff on my other channel, he was Muckman, and he's also Face in It's All Wrong. But if you've not watched that stuff and you're more just into the reviews, you may have heard his voice before in some of my AGFA reviews, as he was part of the watching party for some of those. So everybody welcome Martin to the channel. So we're both fans of Joe Dante. I'd seen a few of his films. I'll put it on this actually. I'd seen a few Joe Dante films over the years. Martin had seen a lot more. Pretty much all of them, I think, hadn't you?
Yeah, barring Piranha and Looney Tunes, I think.
Piranha and Looney Tunes.
But yeah, I think it was a surprise that it was especially Piranha we have in that. What Piranha is, but yeah, everything else I'm very versed in the Dante world.
Yeah, and I thought that it would be quite a nice one for us to do together because the films aren't too taxing. It's not a Lars von Trier tier list. It's something a little, you can fit a Joe Dante film into your evening more often than not, and it's not going to depress you for the rest of the week. So,
the exact opposite. Sorry, John.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Lift your spirits.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're only talking about his main features here. There's a few that we're not going to touch upon: his student films, his collaborations when he was working under Roger Corman, some of his TV movies and stuff we're not going to talk about. He's done a few bits as well for like anthology films. We are probably going to touch on Twilight Zone just because it's an interesting film and it's one that we've both seen. You actually have seen though, Martin, haven't you? You've seen his first film, Movie Orgy.
I have seen Movie Orgy.
Yeah, I haven't found 4 hours free to watch it.
I did find 4 hours to watch it. I went to a special screening. I think it was a good year and a half back, maybe 2023. I went to a showroom cinema and they had like a full 3.5 hour, 4 hour pushing, whatever it is. And it's a curiosity piece, definitely. But you can see the sort of sensibilities of Joe Dante in it. Like you can see, like he got, from what I understand, all the footage and all the stuff that he got, all the actual movie reels and all the stuff that he put it together with. I can just imagine him sat there as a student going through all these reams of stuff, and he's pulled out the stuff that either gives him that sort of like nostalgia hit, or it's the stuff that he remembers. You know what I mean? It's got it's very his sort of like feel.
Well, that's it. He's obviously a big fan of old films.
Yes.
All his films pretty much feature an old sci-fi or horror film playing in the background.
Everyone pretty much, yeah.
And this sort of plays into that idea. And it's interesting how it was edited together and stuff. It is something I do want to watch eventually.
Well, if you ever want to watch Attack of the 50-Foot Woman in pretty much its entirety, you are in luck. And I can't remember, because brain stuff, but I'm sure it's called Speed Racer or Speed Chase.
Speed Racer, I think, is in it as well. Yeah,
that has got some of the best quotable. It is. I think just for them segments alone, and then there's just a lot of really random like advert stuff. Like really pushing Colgate and very sort of its time 50s sort of product placement stuff, and like it's definitely a curiosity piece. And if you do find that bit of time, dude,
it's very recently been put up on the Internet Archive for free, Movie Orgy, so you can just watch it online for nothing, and it's not like you don't have to faff about downloading viruses to watch it or anything like that. So it's definitely in my to watch list,
with the title as well.
Well, this is it. Yeah, you don't really know what you're going to be downloading
when you
get into the Movie Orgy, do you? So, that's as far as we're going to go with the Movie Orgy.
But if you do get a chance, I would say, if you've seen everything else yourself and everyone listening, watching, whatever, I'd say get a shout, get a watch. It's just interesting.
So I think after that, then we're going to crack on now with the tier list proper. So we've both either rewatched all these or watched them for the first time. There's a few that you've not been able to fit in, but you've seen before in the past. So I think we should be relatively okay. We have notes as well.
Oh.
You might see us looking at us notes every now and again.
Look at that. Prepared.
we are very prepared.
How we're gonna... lines, John. Don't worry about that.
There we go. How we're going to do this is we are going to say our grading for the film individually, and we're going to come to a consensus on where it will fit on our tier list. So this is a collaborative tier list. So if I think a film is A, Martin thinks it's a B, discussion. You know,
Yeah.
that's how it's going to work
Right.
out. So let's crack on with Piranha, which is the first Joe Dante solo directorial film that he did, still under Roger Corman, but the stuff he'd done before that was with, like, collaborating with other directors. We watched this together.
We did.
We had a movie night and we sat and watched this together both for the first time. We'd never seen this one before. So I think that, straight off the bat, my opinion is I gave this a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good B movie.
I literally can't fault any of that. We watched it together. I think it's a film that you should watch with a group of people, a couple of people at least. Yeah, it's the laughs hit a bit harder. I think the silliness of it definitely lands when you're watching this one. I don't want to have not enjoyed this. It's like you say, it's B movie schlock and it works, but it's definitely got, you know, Friday night with your mates, couple of drinks, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just good fun. It's cheap. It's good. It's got some of, you know, don't really feel necessarily like a Joe Dante film, but it has got other stuff that in there that I'm like, yeah, the puppet work and yeah.
It definitely feels like a Roger Corman production as well. It's a little cheap around the edges where it wants to be, but it's a little better made, a little more well made than I expected it to be honest. You can see some elements of Dante peeking through, the sort of cynical sense of humour, the cheeky little jokes and stuff, all the horniness, but it was the Roger Corman era.
Early boobs.
Yeah.
That was one of my first notes when we watched this together. Early boobs.
Yeah.
There is. I didn't expect it, but it's Corman, so like you say, I should really have expected it.
I wrote down Drunk Guy and Dog is really good.
Yes.
I remember enjoying those guys.
Really
They
good.
were good. Grogun? What the fuck does that mean? Do you remember what a Grogun is?
I have
Grogan?
Grogan.
I don't know what that means. Oh, something that is interesting from this is that Phil Tippett is in it, I think, isn't he?
He's in it.
And he did the stop motion effects.
Yeah.
Phil Tippett went on to do Mad God, and he did some of the effects for
RoboCop.
Star Wars and RoboCop and things like that.
Jurassic Park.
So he's a big name, and it's interesting to see him very early doors as well in this. And then obviously, we're going to have a little section in this called, what we're calling it, Dick Watch.
Dick Watch, Dick Spot, or Miller
Dick
Time.
Spot or Miller
in the
Time,
comments,
yeah.
please put which one you prefer.
Dick Watch. Dick Miller is a frequent collaborator of Joe Dante. He sort of pilfered him from Roger Corman, because he'd been in a bunch of Roger Corman films beforehand. Bucket of Blood.
Yes.
Bucket of Blood. It's a
Yes.
fantastic film.
Yeah.
I've covered it on the channel actually as well. There's a review of Bucket of Blood floating around. And Dick Miller's fantastic in that. But he's in this, and he's a guy, he's called Buck, and is he like
Buck.
a mayor of the town?
He's
or
Buck Gardner.
Buck Gardner, that's it.
Yeah,
he's like a mayor, isn't he? Or he's like hosting the big party that's happening on the
Yes,
beach.
I think he's got mayor vibes, but I think he might just be like the do you know, like the affiliate of that town, that little small sort of place,
sort
and
of sheriff or
something.
head mayor. Yeah.
I mean, he's Dick Miller.
He's Dick Miller, and he's very Dick Miller in this. He's got a
Very.
lot of energy, which is fun to see. He's good. He's good in
Younger,
it.
because I mean, this is
Younger,
what, 78.
We're going to see that energy drop as we go along. But no, it's nice to see him in this. And one last thing that I want to say on this as well is that it's a massive rip-off of Jaws.
Oh,
So it's fascinating because he's worked with Spielberg a lot after this, and the first thing that he did proper was ripping off Spielberg.
brilliant.
And then he went on to work with him a lot.
Do you know he took it to lawsuit as well?
Did he go that far?
It went that far.
Really?
But apparently Spielberg was just like he just loved it.
He
He
loved
got
it.
it was straight in with Dante, and I think that maybe that early bit of sort of like ruffling the feathers, like the studio got involved and like this is a spoof.
Right.
I think maybe that once that put Dante on Spielberg's radar, it was kind of like,
Right, and he was like,
oh, actually, there's something here. And then obviously they got together and work a few years later down the line and stuff. But yeah, I reckon that's where their friendship maybe started. Is like this, there is something here. I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how are we going to rate this one then? I've got it as a 3 out of 5. I'm putting it either in a B or a C.
I would also go. I'm gonna go 3 stars. Can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing to sort of.
Solid C to start off with. We can
I-
tweak these as we go if we change his mind.
I think as we go through and we maybe get to sort of a few of the the 2000s, we might be sort of jigging it a little bit, but I reckon C is maybe the best place to stick that.
Good start.
Yeah.
Let's start in C. Next up, we
Piranha.
have The Howling, which I thought I'd not seen, and I watched it again recently, and it turns out I'd seen it before. I had watched it. I liked The Howling. There's a lot to like about The Howling, but it also is a little dull in parts, I think. So yeah, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Mostly for the special effects. What's your thoughts on The Howling?
I feel like there needs to be a bit more like, oh yeah, it's a 5-star film. I wish I could say that about The Howling, because the animatronic stuff, the transformation scenes are. I mean, I thought I'd seen it all with American Werewolf. That is still, for me, top tier. That's the best werewolf transformation you will ever see in a film.
And I think that might be why this suffers in some way, because you've got that to compare it to.
Absolutely. And they're really, as good as they are, and I know the American Werewolf one is drawn out, but the one where the guy's in the, I think he's in like a little principal's office or something, he's with the woman.
Yeah.
That transformation is amazing, but man, it goes on for like 15 minutes.
It does.
Really does.
I liked it overall. I definitely had fun with it. The characters are all right. The sort of culty stuff that's going on is interesting. It's kind of obvious that they're obviously going to be a part of it and stuff like that. And is it the Doctor who sends her there? Obviously, he's got something to do with it. It all seems very sort of obvious. It's not trying to trick you or like trying to like pull one over on you or anything, is it? It's you get what you see.
It feels like they should be more, because it's regarded as like an absolute like maybe not masterpiece. I might be sort of overselling it there a little bit, but it's that classic iconic front cover, and you've got the sort of transformation scenes, but it doesn't feel fully Dante yet. We're in that sort of Piranha territory still, where he's not really being given his project yet, and. It's like you said from start. It's just a little bit dull in middle.
He's finding his footing. He's got a good idea. He wants to do werewolves, but I guess it's just what do we do in between the werewolves? How do we make a story out of it? I think it's sort of faltered a little bit. It has an excellent ending, though. I will say that the ending is really good, and I thought it was really daft. I've made a note on this. All the werewolf transformations we see are all grotesque and horrible. And then we're gonna spoil all these films.
If you've not seen them though, it's been 40 years, guys. Come on.
And then she transforms into a werewolf right at the end in the newsroom.
Yeah.
And she's kind of cute.
She looks like it's like an 80s, not like
it's
like a werebear. I don't know if you ever remember werebears. I'm sure they were.
I don't know if I know werebears. I think she looks like an Ewok.
Ewok vibes, yeah, definitely got that
she
sort of.
Feels a bit Ewok like. She's kind of cute. So she's not. It's not as grotesque.
No, right.
It's like
take you out on a date.
It's weird though. It's like, why does everybody else get all fucked up and gnarly, and she's like, oh,
contractual. That must be like,
shit out of
like sort of Halloween.
I will be a werewolf, but you ain't making me a disgusting one.
I want to be a sexy werewolf. That's right. Wow.
Dick Watch. Dick Miller is the bookstore owner.
Yes.
And I like him in this. He's got a lot of personality. He's got a lot, giving him a lot of lip, looking at all the daft books and stuff. And no, I think he's good. We also get Robert Picardo. We're going to be mentioning him quite a lot as well because he's a frequent collaborator.
Is this the first time Robert Picardo works?
As far as I'm aware, unless he was in one of the like co-directed films or like a short or something.
Right.
This is the first time he was in a major feature from Dante.
Right.
And he is the first werewolf, basically.
Yeah.
And he's got some excellent scenes in it when he comes back and the whole attacking bit is really fun.
I think it's interesting, Robert Picardo, because you see him. I don't want to say obviously, of course, he ages throughout the 30 years of working with Dante, but it's crazy that he's that guy, and then he's a guy in a few other films, and you're like, you come to Looney Tunes, you're like, that's not the same actor.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. And when I find, we'll talk about that with other films later on. But it was like, oh wow, that's you from that and that and that, and love that.
That's what's interesting about doing these, where you watch all the films, is seeing the actors who are like regular sort of age along with it and stuff. It's fascinating.
And where's Dante going to find that part where it's like, even if you're just going to be the pizza delivery guy, you are going to be.
Which we get a few of those.
Yeah, we do.
Howling. Where are we putting Howling?
I went back on my Letterboxd when I watched when I rewatched this a couple of weeks ago, and I'd give it 4 stars, but
Okay, I give it a 3.5.
yeah, I think I'd stick it in B.
Stick it in a low B for now?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
low B.
Yeah, I do think it is slightly better than Piranha, because it's got more to show.
Yeah.
The transformation scenes sort of do that for me.
I'll just say as well, I'd only ever seen that once before, and I really didn't like the Howling when I first watched it.
I get that.
And I watched it again about 2 years ago, and then I've watched it again for this, and both times they've cemented it as like it's a solid werewolf film that I will go back to one day, but it's not like it's not American Werewolf. If I'm gonna pick one, that's what I'm picking. So yeah.
No, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Right, so just put Gremlins in S.
I mean, we don't really have to talk about it anyway. I think just grab that and yeah, definitely.
I mean, what is it to say about Gremlins? There's a reason that everyone talks about this film when Joe Dante gets mentioned.
Yeah.
There is a reason that this is a staple for people around Christmas, and it's got a cult following. It's not. I wouldn't even say it's got a cult following. It's just a very popular film.
It's pop culture. This film.
It is.
It's not
pop
even
culture.
like cult. It's not. It's pure. Even if you've never watched this film, I think it's one of them things where it's like, you know what a gremlin is, and you know what a mogwai is. You've seen Gizmo's face in the past, and you understand what. You probably have never even seen the film, but you'd understand what the rules are.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
that
it.
kind of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right?
It's in the zeitgeist.
That completely.
Comfortably in the zeitgeist. I'm just moving you away from the F section there because you were blocking the.
Trying to stick me at bottom tier, were you?
Yeah, Martin, you go in A.
Oh no! Oh, what did I do?
I'm gonna shrink you.
What?
Shrink
That
you,
incredible shrinking man.
and I'm gonna shrink me just to match.
That's all right. Probably
Um,
like a power step going on then or something.
yeah, but my first exposure to Gremlins was when I was a little kid. I used to go to Meadowhall with my parents quite a lot, and there was a Warner Brothers shop, and you'd go in, and up in the rafters were Gremlins. And I remember looking at them and being a bit freaked out by them and being like, what are they? What is that? And my dad's like, oh, we'll show you that when we get home.
Brilliant.
And we watch Gremlins, and I'm like, yeah, this is really good.
My partner used to work at that Warner Brother Village place.
Really?
And we have talked about it several times when I've been like, how did you not stay? I mean, we were
Yeah,
probably only just friends when she was working there, but if I'd have known her better, she'd have stolen me one of them Gremlins. That there used to be one like hanging off a door.
Yeah,
Used to sort of come
It was
out
off the rafters and stuff.
on like
So
a little
cool.
train thing going round top, and just
Fond memories of that Warner Brothers shop.
oh, it was better.
But it's a fantastic mix of violence, horror, cute things, family-friendly stuff. It's got a Spielberg schmaltz to it, because he produced, right?
He did, yeah.
He's
yeah.
producer. It's got that Spielbergy vibe. It's got the music that's very Spielbergy.
Jerry Goldsmith. Woo!
Yeah, this is definitely Dante coming into his own as well. I think this is the first masterpiece from Dante's catalogue, I'd say, and it's a film that I'll rewatch many times in my life. I bought the Blu-rays again specifically for this review, and that's just going to be on the shelf forever now.
It's a constant yearly watch, 1 and 2. Even if it don't get watched at Christmas, it's in New Year.
Yeah.
This for me is the first Dante film where there's a big chunk of his career is like this. Excuse me. This feels like the film that Joe Dante he sees himself in. Is it Billy Peltzer's character?
Yeah.
I think he sees himself in like that role as I'm in this film.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it works, because it feels like something that's really like he'd have really bought into as a kid. If he'd have seen this as a kid, he'd have loved this. And I think his sensibilities and all the stuff and his love for like the Looney Tunes and it really starts to shine in this film, especially with like you get I know it's only a taste of it, but you get like the different Gremlins. You've got Stripe, and you've got the the silly one and the more sort of aggressive one, and I know that goes further in the other one, obviously, but I think that's him starting to get like, I want these things in my film. I want these, what makes him tick and what he'd like to be in. If that makes sense.
Definitely, yeah.
It's an incredible 80s film. Like I say, it's got the Spielberg stuff. He apparently tried to get the speech out of it. Do you know Kate's speech? The speech, which if you've seen Gremlins, you know. But Dante pushed back on it and was like, no, it's basically, that is the film in that scene. It's horrific, but it's also quite funny.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and comes out of nowhere.
And that's the film in that story. And yeah, Spielberg was like, okay, I'll let you have this one. And for me, top choice to leave it in.
Absolutely, yeah. It's iconic, that
Yeah.
scene. It's, yeah. So everyone always bangs on about the rules for the Gremlins and how they don't make any sense. Even Dante himself bangs on about that. But there's one thing that I noticed that I've not really heard anybody mention, and it's that like the Mogwai are treated as like just a pet, like a normal pet.
Of course.
Nobody brings up how self-aware they are and that they can clearly understand people. Why aren't people more amazed at the fact that this pet that they've got can like understand what you're saying completely and communicate with you?
Totally. There's the scene where Billy first gets Gizmo, and they take the picture, and there's the stuff, and then he's a bit later on. He's trying to teach him the keyboard with his little like thing.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, he's so self-aware. I've never actually thought about that myself, but no one's really. Even when little smackhead, what's his name? Corey Feldman meets him,
yeah.
and he spills water, and there's just disinterest. It's kind of like, how are you not like if. I've seen cats and been more amazed about like.
If I went to my mate's house and they brought out a little pet that can watch TV and eat popcorn, I'd be like,
on its head.
Yeah, I'd be like, make money from this.
Yeah.
Go on a sideshow and be like, look at this thing.
Well, that's what I love about his dad.
Yeah.
When his dad's obviously like, oh, the Peltzer pet, and I love that because he just sees straight away. He's not necessarily driven by the money, but it's an invention. Something's come out that could. Wow, what could this do for like, it will replace the dog.
But yeah, that's just a little thing that I noticed that made me laugh while watching it.
I've got a little extra couple of tidbits on this one.
Yeah.
So apparently they tried to get, before they used gremlins or animatronics or actual puppets or anything, they tried to use monkeys.
Oh god.
So, and do you know when the monkeys freaked out at what point? Can you imagine what point they partly freaked out at?
The bar scene?
No,
That
it was
before
more when they
that,
were
wasn't
trying to actually get them in the suits. Basically,
Oh.
they tried to put a gremlin head on their head.
Oh.
Apparently, they panicked and went mental, and we nearly had like a
No.
crazy
Yeah.
chimpanzee situation on. It's like, come on, guys.
That's so.
I kind of want to see, there's like, I want to see some footage. There's no, special features or anything of them trying to put a Kremlin mask on a monkey.
No.
But please, if that's anywhere.
Fuck the monkeys, get Howie Mandel in instead.
Oh yeah. Just another thing as well. The horror in this film. I saw this film on TV when I was like 6, maybe 7. There is obviously horror elements all the way through. That's what it's giving you. But the scene with Lynn, the gremlin slayer, when his mom, when it's in the kitchen and she blends one, she microwaves one, and she stabs one, and then you've got it's got its little paw prints on the record player, and it's proper creepy, and that for me is like maybe the first proper real horror that I saw as a kid. Real, like before I'd started watching like American Werewolf and things. So this definitely set a standard for what I was going to be into.
Definitely, yeah. And I think a lot of horror fans, you hear a lot of horror fans say that Gremlins was an in for them as well. Yeah, I can see that, but it is very well made.
It's really well made, and again, the animatronics, the puppets, like they're not to the standard we get about sort of 5 years later. But wow, like yeah, just they're puppets, and they make them do what they're doing, and obviously practical effects are the way to go any day. But back then they just had such a handle and they had the masters working. Anyway, we should move on because I could talk about Gremlins.
This is it.
We'll move 2 hours.
We're moving from one film that we could talk about all night to one that I bet none of us have got really all to say about. Explorers.
Oh,
so
apologies.
Yeah,
we didn't do Dick Watch.
We missed Dick Watch.
Sorry.
Okay, so there's no Robert Picardo straight away.
Straight off.
Dick Miller is the neighbour. I forgot his name.
Mr. Futterman.
Fullerman.
In this one.
Oh, has he got a different name in the sequel?
We'll talk about that later, but they give him his first name in the other one. He's only Mr. Futterman in this one, which I didn't know that until we were getting prepared to do this.
Interesting. So. He's good at playing drunk. I enjoy him when he's playing drunk. I think he's very good at that. He's, again, full of energy. He's got quite a big role in this one, in Gremlins, and I think he's solid. Solid in it. Right. Now to Explorers. Okay.
See, I ain't seen any of your letterbox. I don't think we've chatted about this one at all.
Yeah, so I gave this a 2.5 out of 5. This one didn't do it for me. I think it has a strong opening and a very weak end. Ethan Hawke in his first film.
It-
Very strange seeing him so young
and
in a film.
he's so Ethan Hawke as well.
Yeah,
It's him.
it is.
And he's good. He's not the problem with this film or anything. He's and River Phoenix
River
as well.
Phoenix,
He's
yeah.
really good.
I love River Phoenix. He's such a good actor. It's such a shame he couldn't have been in more things. So it's nice to get him where you can. I guess.
Especially because you get him like what Kid, then you get him in Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Then
and
obviously
it's
you get
like
his
My Own Private Idaho.
yeah, a couple
He's
of
like
things
all
where
the
he's a
stuff.
late teens pushing into his 20s, and then that's
Yeah.
obviously all you get in it. So.
Yeah. What did you think to
I
Explorers?
wish I had a bit more of an argument with this one for you, but yeah, I think if I'd seen this as a kid, nostalgia would have got me.
I wrote that on a
Absolutely.
note. I wrote a note of that. I'd have loved this as a kid.
It's got all the things. You adventure with your mate, you go into space and meet some wacky aliens that are amazing in the sort of, their practicals great, and they are silly fun. They remind me of Killer Clowns a little bit. They've got that vibe.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah.
It's just, I think you said it at the start, it's got a good opening. They're friends. I love that sort of little dynamic. They build something well cool, which who didn't as a kid, whatever it was, and you pretend you go into outer space or you're fighting this person or that person. It just suffers from studio interference, and that final act is just like, I honestly was like, because I watched this on a stream, and I thought that it just missed something, and I was like, no,
It's quite long as well. It's an hour and 45.
Yeah.
And you feel it by like the midpoint, I think. It just sort of dries up a little bit, I think. And do you know what it reminds me of, this film? Starving Marvin in Space. Right, and I looked it up. I'm like, is that episode of South Park just taking off Explorers? Because it's what? Kids find a spaceship, go to space, and meet some like kind of annoying aliens. That is just that episode of South Park.
True. Like, and obviously Trey and Matt versed in that stuff. They'd have watched that as a kid.
There's a good chance they were influenced.
Yeah, I feel like this film hit the American market more than it hit, because I don't remember this as a kid. I don't remember seeing this in video shops. I don't remember friends talking about it. I don't remember it being on TV. Like Gremlins was on TV every 6 weeks. Do you know what I mean? When after like 1990, it was on all the time. This film, I could be wrong. Just my TV guy didn't have it in the DVD, but
I'm the same. I'd never heard of this one before doing this. I'd never seen anything about it, and I can kind of see why it's sort of mid. I think
it's very mid, and I think what's good about it, is watching it back. There might have been stuff I missed as a kid. It's another example. It's that sort of Gremlins has a bit of it. This is his next film, and it has a lot of his humour and what he likes. It's got a lot of pop culture references,
Looney Tunes,
very Looney Tunes. They talk about a ship's called Thunder Road, which is like a Springsteen song. You've got the references to Star Wars, War of the Worlds, Looney Tunes. It's very, he's putting himself in the film again, but it just
yeah. River Phoenix wants to fuck that alien.
Oh yeah.
For a little bit. That's one of my notes. River wants to fuck an alien. Dick Miller, Dick Watch.
Charlie Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's his little mate he's got ideas of microchips and big wonders. I think he's after a dream sequence or something about microchips and stuff, and he goes to talk to him about it. And
I've wrote that he's in a helicopter.
I think he is in an helicopter at some
point.
point.
And then he chases him. And
Guns
sees
them
the
down.
ship. He comes shoots them.
Weird one with this film.
Yeah.
It massively flopped, and it's interesting to, obviously it's not great, but in the 80s, if a lot of 80s films were like this. I mean, I think Mac and Me probably grossed millions, and that was terrible. It came out a week after Back to the Future.
Oh god.
And it was the same weekend Live Aid was aired. Sorry, just words there. So yeah, it kind of never really stood a chance, and then I think after 2 weeks at cinema, it just flopped and was out. So
I'm happy to put this in either D or C.
I'm gonna say D.
D for now.
Yeah, I think if Piranha ends up sort of graduating itself to a B, we could maybe look at that. But
carrying on the sci-fi trend.
Ooh.
We missed out Robert Picardo in Explorers. He plays Star Killer.
Oh, of course he does. I didn't even write that in my notes. He does. Yeah,
Star Killer. He's not in it much.
No, he's not.
He's not in it much.
He's got the awesome suit on and everything,
Yeah.
hasn't he? Of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, completely forgot about that.
Right, moving on. Innerspace. I didn't mind Innerspace. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I like the idea of it. Incredible Shrinking Man homage,
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so funnily enough, I wrote down quite early on in my notes, Martin Short is fun, and then towards the end of my notes is Martin Short's getting a little much.
Yeah. he's not Steve Martin annoying in a later film, but wow,
But
it starts to.
He grates after a little while. I think he suits the character to start off with.
Yeah.
He's a little more understated at the beginning, and he plays the sort of dweeby, sort of losery guy who's not really getting on with life.
Yeah.
And then you've got what's his name? Dennis Quaid play in the easiest role of his fucking life, where he just sits down, just sits in a chair for 2 hours.
It's like Iron Man. Is it like Downey Jr. stuff, isn't it? Where it's like I never thought about that, and it's like I just literally is just a screen. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
What did you think to Innerspace?
You cut 20 minutes out of this film, and I give it 5 stars.
I think I've got a note of that down here.
You
It's too long.
Too long. It's do you know? I didn't realise it's a kid. It's one of them films that I taped off TV as a kid. They're pretty much all Joe Dante's films. I probably did that week. Watched it a ton of times. Like 7-year-old me loved it. It's got so many great bits in it. But like you said, easiest job for Quaid. Cut 20 minutes out of it. I think this is. It maybe 5 stars pushing it, but I've got it down as 4. But I think if it tightens up, I love everything about it. I love the animatronic stuff, and that's what's his bob in Rob Bottin, who did the Thing stuff, and obviously
all the faces morphing and that is really fun.
And to actually appreciate that as an adult watching it back and be like, wow, what must have got into that scene when he gets in the jacuzzi and there's the whole back and forth and incredible. Like it's really well done. And again, I think this is like Dante crafting a film that he really sort of it's him. It is. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of his like wackiness and
a lot of his comedy comes through in this.
Absolutely.
Very much. So I wrote down slam dancing gets a mention.
Slam dancing does, yeah, which is a bit like slam poetry. You only ever hear it mentioned in certain eras of film.
Robert Picardo is the cowboy.
Oh, again, one of them things that I just
he's a good part.
Didn't realise until I was probably like in my 20s when I rewatched this and was like, oh my god, it's that guy again.
Yeah. Great part.
Amazing. Snap on hand.
Yeah.
Oh, just Clipper. It's amazing. Like.
And Dick Watch. Dick Miller is the cabbie.
Yes, he is. Is it the scene with Meg Ryan?
That's right.
Yeah, when she's all like, Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan.
She's there.
She's serviceable in this film, I'd say. She doesn't really wow. She doesn't annoy me. Yeah. She's just sort of
That's kind of Meg Ryan, I guess. I don't think I've ever had any. Yeah, she's just
never really had strong opinions. No. Yeah, I enjoyed it though. I thought it was a very fun film. I was having fun while watching it.
Yeah,
I can only take so much of Martin Short though.
I love Martin Short, but watch Martin Short with like an ensemble with like 3 amigos, and you get him in bits with 2 other amazing actors or comedians.
That's what he needs. Dennis Quaid sitting down doesn't really. Counter him enough, I don't think.
I think you're totally right. And Meg Ryan's just, again, she's there. So she's not really pulling on that, oh, you could, I'm going to do more to get you more out of your character or whatever it is.
Yeah. So, Innerspace, what we're saying, B, A?
I'm going to push for A on this one.
I'm going to push for A?
I'm going to push for A.
Because I'm at 3.5 out of 5, so it'd be a high B for me. So I'm happy to put it at a low A.
Okay.
I think a low A works for me.
I think that's our first, bit of friction there, John.
It is, yeah.
Do you feel it?
We might get some more coming up.
Interesting one about that, by the way.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much truth's in this. Originally penned for John Carpenter to direct.
What, Innerspace?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's some. I read it on something. It's online, so I mean, pinch of salt with everything. But it was just like one of many projects that John Carpenter was considered for approach with. So
right, moving on to the Burbs next. I want you to go first on this one. I want you to take the lead on the Burbs.
So this is enough. Thank you. No. This is another one I watched as a kid. Taped it on TV. Didn't have many VHSs, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's back end 80s, early 90s. I watched this so many times. I loved it as a kid, and I still have got a lot of love for it. I'd currently put it at a 4-star. I've watched this in the last couple of years, and I rewatched it again a couple of weeks ago. I love the cast. I don't think it's the most Joe Dante of Joe Dante films, which on a rewatch I'm like, oh yeah, it's. I don't. If it's because interference again, or you've got someone like Tom Hanks that's such a big name or something that maybe outshines the Dante-ness of it all. But I do love a lot of the little bits in this film. I think you get a lot of his sensibilities, a lot of Joe Dante, but it's not a Joe. This is a back end 80s sort of Universal film that could have been given to many different people back end 80s, and I think would have all given a very similar film. But I do personally, I'd give this a 4-star, and I do really enjoy this one still.
I've also given this a 4-star.
Nice,
and I really like this film a lot. There's a lot going for it. There's some great characters. I've wrote back when Tom Hanks had screen presence.
He's great.
He's great in it. He's fantastic in it. And it's just a shame when you see these actors get a little older, lose that sort of charm and charisma that they used to have. Because I think he's great in this. He's really good. He plays the part really well. And so does the guy who plays Art. What's he called?
Is it something like Rob Buckerman?
Something like that, where he's just like eating the food in his house.
Oh, that first bit where you're introduced
So
to him and he eats like 4 different meals and he's putting syrup on everything. And
he's great. He's such a fun character. And Bruce Dern's excellent in it as well. Big fan of Bruce Dern.
Corey Feldman is great as he plays.
I love his character.
Yes, he does that character perfectly.
Yeah.
It's grown up Corey Feldman.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be in the film, but I'm very glad that he's there because all his scenes are just a laugh. They're just really fun.
Yeah.
That he's just watching these crazy neighbours be crazy.
He's us.
He is us.
He is us.
He's a surrogate.
Yeah, completely. I think the one thing that gives it the Dante feel is the something happening like a small town.
Yeah.
I think that's its one thing, and obviously it's Dante's characters and that stuff. But
I wrote down that the creepy neighbour guy who's called Uncle. Is played by a man called Brother.
Is it Brother Theodore?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Of course, I saw that on the credits only this time after watching it. Actually, yes.
Brother plays Uncle.
That's incredible. Incredible.
So I have a major issue with this film, though.
Ooh, is this why it gets a 4 instead of a 5?
The last 5 minutes are bollocks and completely ruin the whole film. I love the idea that these neighbours are the arseholes and that they've just ruined this poor immigrant family's life by blowing the house up. I hate the fact that then they turn out to be the villain, like that the neighbours were actually crazy.
Yes.
I think because Tom Hanks has that great speech at the end where he's like, "Where are the assholes?" and all that. That's great.
End
it right there. Because Joe Dante films love to end with a pan out of a house.
Oh.
And you see that pan out of the house, you think, oh, good, it's going to end. And then he gets in that ambulance and it loses an entire star for me just because he shits the bed, I think.
Would you not have had them as being the, like, actually being killers then? Actually being like, they are just literally...
They're just, like, it's xenophobia.
Yeah.
It's that sort of cul-de-sac neighbourhood suburban paranoia. And it's like, the foreigners move in, everyone gets paranoid, and then they are the arseholes and they completely ruin this poor family's, like, house. I think that is how you should play that.
Yeah.
And it is playing it up until it feels like the studio when we can't have that.
They did.
They did.
So they've got the Arrow Blu-ray.
I don't know.
So we'll watch these scenes. There's a slightly different version of Tom Hanks finding the bones. I think they found them somewhere else. They're not in the back of the trunk.
Right.
But very similar. But then he ad-libbed all the stuff with the ambulance, you know, chucking the gurney in and all that kind of stuff. He ad-libbed all that, and that kind of stayed in.
Yeah.
But before Tom Hanks was brought on, it was going to stay exactly how you just said it was. But the problem is that Tom Hanks couldn't be, because his reputation after big at that point skyrocketed. So Tom Hanks couldn't be in a film, even though apparently Dante and Tom Hanks had a really great, like, on-set working relationship, and he was great to everybody. And it was the studio being like, we can't have, basically it turning out that Tom Hanks is in the wrong here.
That's
which kind of, and again, do you know, as a kid, I loved the ending, and it's now that these things, especially if it's the first time you've ever watched it, I can imagine that hitting, like, I'm into films, so I want this to be...
I had seen it before, but I'd forgotten it. No, I think it's solid. Dick Millen wrote Picardo. as a duo.
Duo.
Great in
Yeah.
this. There's Bin Men. Dick and Bob
Amazing.
watch for
Dick
this
and Bob
one.
watch. Dick and Bob, that's a good
Dick
one.
and
That'd have been
Bob.
a good one for it, yeah. Yeah, Garbage Men. Little interesting thing about this one is Jerry Goldsmith didn't do the score, because I don't think there's really much of a score in it. There's a few little like bits in there, you know, the walking over to the house sort of like scene and all that kind of stuff. They've got them little like music bits, but he only did credited as like one song, and it was a song that was wrote by Ennio Morricone. And then Ennio Morricone gets a credit, but sorry, he doesn't get credited, but he wrote a song for the film as well that's played. It's really strange. I didn't have again until you look into these things, but I do love
the Italian films.
That's it. There you go. And I love Jerry Goldsmith's.
So where are we happy putting this then?
Again, I think is that maybe I'd put it above.
It's either a high A or a low S for me. I don't know if it's quite an S because the ending.
Not an S. I think high A. I think it's above Innerspace.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that. Okay, moving on to Gremlins 2. I really, really, really love Gremlins 2. It's an excellent film. I prefer the first one.
Yeah.
I prefer the first one ever so slightly. This is a very big fuck you to the studios from Joe Dante, and this is what if we just did the Gremlins again, but it was a Looney Tunes cartoon. It pushes what they can do with these characters in a really fun way. It's constantly fun, and it's got that biting sense of humour to it where we're being really mean to Gizmo for the entire film. And it's, I think it's a solid film, really good.
5 stars. I think I didn't realise about the studio stuff, which is why now I think I've got even more appreciation for it, knowing that Dante was kind of like, right, I'm sort of 10, 12 years into my career here. You're giving me this job because no one else wants it. Right, I'm going to ramp it. I'm going to stick. It's going to be the most wackiest, zaniest Gremlins film you can get. I mean, we could just literally play the Key and Peele sketch here just to like because it has got Hulk Hogan in it.
Yeah.
It has got pop culture references coming out of you constantly.
Yeah.
It breaks the fourth wall, obviously, with Hulk Hogan, but then the Gremlins get involved. You get a talking gremlin, you get a woman gremlin, you get a lightning gremlin.
Lightning gremlin's good. 2D effects there as well, really cool.
So good when he's stuck inside the monitor.
Yeah.
And he's with amazing. It's just a wacky ride. Everything from like the guy that's playing the fella that's doing the broadcasting, and he's dressed as Dracula.
He's meant to be like a Grandpa Munster sort of guy.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get the Chinese fella coming along, and he's like, "All right, you work with cameras," and obviously that's it's the 90s. Come on. But he drags him into it, and I just think even the thing with like Kate's great and Billy's great. Murray, by the way, just for Miller Watch.
Miller Watch.
He's called Murray Futterman. And so they actually named him Murray in this one. And it's very from the start, his wife's like, Murray! And then he's named Murray Futterman in the credits.
And he's really good in it as well, Dick Miller. He's fantastic.
He actually gets his revenge on the...
Yeah.
And then he actually obviously comes into the building, sneaks through that little clamp. I love that.
It's good. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I love this film, and I still prefer Gremlins, and I know a lot of people prefer Gremlins too, and I think it's because it's got the characters, it's got the craziness.
Yeah.
But for me, Gremlins is the winner of them, but 2 is a 5-star.
I love the mix of vibes in Gremlins 1. I think the Gremlins 2 has a vibe, but it's very much the same vibe throughout. It's just sort of wacky with a bit of less on the horror, less on the schmaltz, and more on the crazy cartoon stuff. And I like how not how all over the place, sorry, but how varied Gremlins 1 can be.
If it's not Kate's speech, it's the family stuff. It's there's a romance between. It's got a lot of, like you said earlier on. It's Dante, but it's got like Spielberg schmaltz in it as well. And whereas this one, the minute that Gremlin drinks that potion and starts growing vegetable head, that is it's 100 miles per hour from there on. Everything. I mean, it works as well. You've got Daniel Clamp's great, and he kills the gremlin, and you've just got a lot of really cool bits in it. It's just
so we mentioned Dick Miller, Robert Picardo. Who is he in this? He's the chief of security.
He's Forster. Yeah, he's Forster, which is he is the chief of like security. He's the guy that ends up getting smooched on by the lady Gremlin.
That's right. That's
But
right.
again,
yeah.
If you'd have asked me that 15 years ago, I'd have been like, it's that guy that gets smooches that lady Gremlin. I wouldn't have been like, oh, it's the guy from Burbs and Innerspace and
Yeah. You want to link him to all the
yeah,
others.
it's fascinating.
So I think this is an easy S as well
It
for
really
us then.
is. I don't. It's very. I know it's not the Gremlins is the superior, but it's so close.
Yeah.
And I know these essentially are like kiddie horror sort of whatever, but to get a second film as good, especially in them times as well. Like, you know, I mean, now they can't make a sequel for shit, but you can't, you know.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's like, wow, they got a really wacky, silly adventure film, but it still locks in with that first one.
That's it, yeah. They were willing to take a risk. Well, they weren't willing to take a risk, and that was why this exists.
Yeah.
Because they weren't willing.
Which is what was the original idea with Gremlins 2?
I don't know if it's ever been leaked, to be
Right,
honest,
okay.
but I know there was a script, and I know that nobody wanted anything to do with it, and because they were like, no, not you, Dante. Somebody else, for those who don't know. Not you, Dante, we're going to get somebody else, then nobody else would touch it, so they were like, Dante, will you do this film for us? And he's like, all right then, but fuck you lot.
Is that just due to the flops? Because everything other
I
than
think
Gremlins
so,
was
yeah.
a flop, weren't it?
Yeah.
Like Explorers,
Innerspace.
Burbs didn't do well either.
No.
But apparently everyone loved it.
Yeah.
But it just didn't make money.
No, it did better at like
business,
home
isn't it?
media and rental and stuff, didn't it? After the fact.
Time of home cinema, yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to Matinee. An interesting one. This is the first time I'd watched Matinee. I gave this one a 3.5, and I really liked it. There's a lot to like about this. I love films and about cinema. They just sort of they speak to me, you know. There's a lot to love about someone who's passionate about films in a film. John Goodman, excellent. Love John Goodman.
So my problem with this film
Yeah.
is that I don't like the main guy. I
John
don't-
Goodman or
No, sorry, not
the
the main
kid?
guy, the main kid. So
Yeah, I don't really like
it's
him.
weird because I've got this same feeling for a film that's up next as well.
Mm.
Omri Katz, who's in Erie, Indiana, which Joe Dante obviously produced a lot of and wrote
Yeah.
a bunch of the episodes and stuff. Omri Katz would have served the character in Matinee so much better, but Omri Katz is in it, but as like his little like side mate, you know, his little like sort of Buster Brown fella, you know, like he's getting into the antics and all that kind of stuff. I don't dislike the main kid. I just sort of like it knocks it off for me a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely has its flaws, this film.
Yeah.
I was definitely sort of getting fed up as well in the middle. Again, I think this one sags. A lot of Dante films I've noticed do have this sort of dip around like 50 minutes where you're like, come on, get moving a little bit.
Throw me some more juice.
Yeah.
Come on, I need a bit of something else. Like, yeah.
I really like Mant. That made me laugh a lot when I
Brilliant,
first seen that.
yeah.
I'd never seen that before, so seeing Mant was excellent. I wish there was a more variety for the B movies that they recreate on the big screen, because we get Mant and all the stuff for Mant. Have you seen that there's a Mant cut where it's just all the scenes from Mant cobbled together?
It's
a
on the
short
Arrow
film.
thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right, I don't have the Arrow Blu-ray for this.
Yeah.
That's so fun. And then we get this other one with a shopping cart and Naomi Watts. And that's about it. Outside of those two, we don't get any more like weird little B movies being shown. And when you've got films like Popcorn or Eric's Revenge, they do a lot of different film bits. I think Eric's Revenge does that as well.
Yeah.
And I love that sort of variety of stuff. And it just lacked a little bit for me. Maybe just one more. I'd have just taken one more.
Which don't you think that's weird though, when you've got Dante, which in every single film he's got a screen with a black and white film playing that he loves.
Exactly.
It's weird that he didn't lean into it. Like the premise of this film, what you said at the start is, I'm giving it a 3.5 myself as well. The premise, people making films, especially a kid adventure about gun at cinema. I love that sort of American culture of like gun at dime shows and stuff like that. Do you know, just we didn't really have it over here as much. You know, you went to see Jurassic Park and then Jurassic Park went off cinema, whereas the culture in America was to like have like, you know, Gremlins on for a year, and then it'd go into dime theaters. Is that right? Like, or whatever,
Yeah,
dollar
Nickelodeon.
theaters. Sorry, Nickelodeon. Sorry, of course, yeah. And that sort of sensibility of this film, it just works so well. I love all that. You just right. It sags a little bit.
It does,
and it just could. Because it's about what it's about, and it's Joe Dante doing that, and he loves all this stuff. You just think they'd just be a little bit,
just a little more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little
just
bit
a little
more.
more. Dick Watch, He is one of the guys who is boycotting Man outside, but he's actually
Herb.
in with Herb. He's in with John Goodman, isn't he? I like his character.
Oh, yeah, he's on. It's like
good.
a ruse, isn't it? It's like they've
Yeah.
got a little racket going kind of thing.
Yeah, one of his last really good roles in a Dante film. I think they get a little less from nearly from here on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Um,
we've got some sticky times coming up, haven't we? Really?
Yeah, and then Robert Picardo is a theatre manager. Do you have a name for him?
Howard.
Howard.
Yes.
Howard the theatre
Yeah.
manager.
Howard.
He's good.
He is. There's something about seeing these guys on screen, and I think every time you get them, whether it's as a delivery man or a cab driver, it's not because you go, oh, because you do. You go, Dick Miller, yeah, it's
Yeah.
you know, whatever. There's just something great about seeing them two people on screen. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is just a complete, hey, we've seen them finally, but they always seem to deliver. Like one line, and Dick Miller will give you some kind of like, and it can be there's your pizza, and it is. It just feels like right. He's a proper actor from proper acty times.
Yeah,
you know,
you can tell that they're really in like working with Dante as well. Otherwise, they won't come back all the time.
Because I'm sure like Dick Miller's not getting paid like. I mean, after Gremlins 2, maybe he's not getting a big wage from his next couple of films, is he?
No,
like, and
no.
probably not a lot to go around in his latter films and stuff. But
Yeah.
he still turns up and he still does that one job he gets. And whether that's Dick Miller being like, I don't think he's with the little cup art being like, have you got a job for me? I think
No.
it's very Carpenter in that way. It's like he likes the people he works with, and like you said, Dick Miller and Robert Picardo.
Yeah.
Boom.
So a good film, but not an amazing film. Where should we put this?
I think it's.
High B, low B? Is it above
I
or
think
below that?
it's.
Is it a C? It's not a C. I think
It's
it's
not.
higher than a C.
Stick it in low B for now. I think.
Behind the Howling?
I
I think it's above the
think
Howling.
it's. I think it's a. I'd go back and watch Matinee tonight over Howling.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's
Yeah.
a high B then. Okay, we're moving on to Small Soldiers. Now, I love Small Soldiers. I grew up with Small Soldiers. Or should I call it Gremlins 3?
I'm glad you've said it.
Because it basically is Gremlins 3. So I remember this coming out. This is the first Dante film that I remember coming out. And I was hyped for this film. I had the toys. I had Small Soldier bed sheets. I wasn't allowed to watch it when it first came out because it was a PG, and my mum was like,
How old were you?
about 6.
Oh wow!
What year is it?
It's 98.
6.
Wow.
I was 5 or 6
Course,
years
man.
old, so I went.
I'm younger than John, just in case anyone else. I weren't born
Yeah.
when it came out. So,
But I had the toys, which I wish I still had because they go for a lot of money these days.
Gorgonites, man.
I had a chip hazard and an archer, and I loved those. So they were massive, bulky things as well.
Yeah.
I loved them. The PS. I just want to mention the PS1 game. I love the PS1 game more than the film. The film for me is a 4.5
Great
star. The game is a 5-star game. It's weird and gothic with an amazing soundtrack, and I've played that PS1 game so much. I love it. So there's a few issues with this film, a couple of issues, but I kind of look past them because of my nostalgia. I think my nostalgia really pushes this one. This is like the first film I think for me in the list that I am really nostalgic for. Gremlins I have a nostalgia for, but I watched Gremlins after I'd seen Small Soldiers. If
Wow.
you can believe it.
Wow.
So I was like 6 or 7 when I watched Small Soldiers. I was about 10 when I saw Gremlins.
I love the idea of like, because I know like I'll talk about this in a bit, but I love toys, collecting that kind of stuff. But to go back to a little 6-year-old John because that loves toys and, like he's psyched about a kid film like. It's so interesting because we've never talked about this film before, so this is really interesting. Yeah,
I love it. I think that it is very much Gremlins again. It's very much kid inherits this strange little sort of creature, and there's also a bad creature, and then he's got the good creature, the good and the bad fight. Weirdly violent in parts. There's like some actual like screwdrivers being shot into a kid's leg.
There is it's the dart gun that he's got on the thing, and he goes and he fires a line of nails up his leg, and his dad's like, "You get them out, I'll go and do it next thing," and he's like, "Get them out!"
Yeah, love it. I love the designs of the characters in this as well. I love the Gremlins designs, but the Gorgonites and the Commando Elite sort of speak to me a little bit more.
Wow.
I really like the what they are, and So it wasn't going to be CG originally. It was meant to be all practical, but then they were like, well, it's cheaper to do mostly CG and a bit of practical. And they fell into that lucky like mid-ground that Toy Story fell into, where you've got that early CG that could look awful. But because it's toys that you're animating, they got super lucky, and they just look like toys because they're kind of shiny, they're kind of plasticky.
Yeah.
And no, I really like this film. David Cross is in it, which is really weird to say that. I know him more from Arrested Development and stuff.
Crazy.
Really weird that he's there. The Dunst, young Dunst.
Kirsten.
Kirsten Dunst is,
The kid who I don't know what he went on to do, but again, stick Omri Katz in this, I think. But then actually, so my love for this film, 98, I was just finishing school.
Right.
and I'm surprised I've not loved this film for years, because I love Dante and I love toys.
Yeah.
I've always, it's something that stuck with me more than yourself. I'm sure if you still had an Archer and a Chip Hazard, though, they would be proud of placing.
They might be in my parents' loft. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna have to look for them, because I want them. I really
Incredible.
want them. There's just so many good moments in this film that make me laugh, like the Barbies, like using Spice Girls as psychological warfare.
Fantastic. Incredible.
Yeah, Phil Hartman is in this.
Yeah,
love Phil Hartman.
Yeah, he's great.
He's really good. No, it's Gremlins again, but with toys instead of little cute things and scary monsters.
Yeah.
I really like it. Scratch It's terrifying. Is it Scratch It? No, Insaniac.
Is that the one
terrifying?
that's
One that spins around.
Yeah.
He's got such a scary design.
Yeah. He's like one of them extreme toys from being like in the back end, you know, when everything's extreme,
like
or
a boggling, or then like disgusting toys.
Yeah, completely.
No, I have a lot of love for this film. I really like it.
It's really good to hear, by the way, because I watched this last week for the first time in quite a long time. My partner loves this film to a point where I'd only ever seen it maybe once, and I never really had much love for it, which is always a surprise to me. Been with my partner now 18 years. When we first got together, she talked about Small Souls. I'll pick that up. Still got it on DVD, same DVD, and we watched it last week, and I fell in love with this film for the first time. It's got, again, what you were saying about the Barbies, the humour. It's so Joe Dante. It is Gremlins 3. It's the characters are great. I love toys. I love the adventure.
The bit where they're riding down the road on all those
on
vehicles.
all them things.
I love that
it works so well. It's like he's on a skateboard and it's just
Tommy Lee Jones. What a perfect casting for Chip Hazard.
And he were going like, this is his point in the 90s. He'd just come off like one of Batman films.
Yeah, Men in Black 2.
In Black 2, which is like, dude looks like a ball bag for like 50 years, and he's getting like choice roles in like back end of 90s. Can't fault any he is. No. He is perfect for this role.
I want to put this in S.
I've got a 4.5 for this, and I've got a 4 for this. Sorry.
Okay.
But
I want to put this in S.
I think. I mean,
I want to put it right there.
It's his channel.
Behind Gremlins 2.
Behind Gremlins 2.
We've got to come to a decision.
It's the trilogy right there, isn't it? And I think there's only I know what's coming up next, and spoilers, anyone if you know Joe Dante, we're not going to get another S. But that's the trifecta of like awesomeness in him. Like 1 and 2 Gremlins are beautiful. Small Soldiers, it's got something, and I think it's because it's more like Gremlins.
I'm going to put out a controversial thing, you know. I'm
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Because if it were my list...
It's your list.
It's our list.
Oh, it's our list.
If it was just my list, it'd go right there, because I prefer it to Gremlins 2 with Small Soldiers. I love Small Soldiers.
Do you know what? I get it. I'm not like there's no argument here. I get it. I wouldn't say do it. But...
No, I think people will unsubscribe en masse if I start doing that. We haven't done Dick Miller. We haven't done Dick Watch. He is the guy who offloads the toys. Delivery dude. And he's got a good bit. Yeah, his last good bit.
He gets more to do, and then he obviously has that sort of whole, oh dude, you've really fudged me over here kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, you've lost the toys, and then he is in the end again as well, if I remember rightly, as sort of like when they're doing the cleanup.
Yes. Yeah. I love the ending.
The ending's amazing.
Where everyone just gets paid off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
and it's
funny.
like there is no money in this world, and then he just pops that check.
Okay.
And it's what's his name? Oh God, the guy that just fucking jabbered on it 90s. What's his name? He's in Demolition Man.
Oh, he is, isn't it? Who is it? I've not got it.
He's a comedian, and I can't remember his name. That's probably why really obvious as well.
Yeah. You can tell us in the comments.
Yeah, please tell us in the comments.
But who else? Robert Picardo's got a good bit in this as well, where he's the scientist guy who sneezes in his visor.
Ralph.
Coming out with all the names here.
It's all Ralph.
I love that. I love that character.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's great.
I
think he could have been one of the main dudes, because he obviously only gets that little bit, and I think if it had been part, maybe they had like a little trio, like
towards the end when they're in the house, and you got the two guys from the David Cross and the other fella.
David Cross, of course.
It'd be nice to get him in.
Yeah, that'd have been a nice little move. But I did love that ending where everyone's like, you ain't got enough money, and he's just literally some woman's writing checks, and it's like, yeah, you can. That's right, no worries.
Right, that's the Small Soldiers done. We are coming up to the last few here. So let's rattle these ones out a little bit. We have Looney Tunes back in action. Watch this. I think I might have seen clips from this growing up, but I don't think I actually sat and watched the whole thing. Joe Dante finally gets to make a Looney Tunes film because he's been trying. He's been basically doing it for the past 20 years. So he finally got to do one. I give this a 3.5.
I can't argue here.
No.
I wish I could. I wish there was more friction here, John. But
I
can't.
We're on the same wavelength, you say. Quite a lot. But the animation's impeccable. The animation's fucking amazing. It's so good. It's not quite Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's not quite as impressive as Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it's hard to watch a film like this and not compare it.
It is. You can compare it to Space Jam.
Yes, and I think this is better than Space Jam, and you do as well, don't you?
Completely better than Space Jam. I think it's like suffers a bit like the Small Soldiers did back in the 90s. Yeah. But I've gone back and watched Space Jam in the last couple of years, and I just didn't. Even Bill Murray couldn't save it for me, to be honest.
Space Jam's like half just a live action boring basketball film, and then the other half is a Looney Tunes. This is a Looney Tunes film through and through, and it's really good to see. I like the Looney Tunes. I do really like Looney Tunes quite a lot.
Everyone buys into this as well. I think that's a big thing. I think like Brendan Fraser's big at this point. He's coming off the Mummy Returns. He's done proper films at this point.
He's a good role. Timothy Dalton.
Dalton is his dad. He's amazing.
Little Bond nod and stuff like that.
I'd never seen this film, by the way, and I know you hadn't either.
Yeah, no, we've both seen this for the first time.
Really took me by surprise how much. Again, it was Sunday afternoon. It was perfect for that kind of viewing.
There is a problem actor in this, though, isn't there? Steve Martin.
I will say, like, I'm a fan of Steve Martin, but he does have the Martin Short problem as you get older.
Yeah.
It's like a bit too much after a bit.
The way this is insane. The way I was putting it was, you've already got a film full of cartoon characters. Why does he need to be another one? Let him be a straight guy villain.
He needed to be.
He needs to be. Because you've got Daffy Duck banging on in your ear for most of this film.
Yeah. Which is great. Daffy Duck's fantastic.
Daffy Duck works for it. But you don't need then cut over to Steve Martin also chewing every bit of... I'm surprised there were any scenery left, to be honest.
Literally, like, he was chewing on, like, characters, and it was just... It's awful.
Yeah, he's really bad.
I think he probably takes a star off this film, Steve Martin.
It does. Like you've got some excellent scenes in this, though. You've got things like the bit in the Louvre, with the paintings.
Yes,
fantastic. That's so good. Doing all the different art styles and being in a Dali painting and being like they're all melting. Love all that.
Brilliant. Psycho horror scene.
Yeah, the Psycho scene is
brilliant. And then I'm sure there's an in-joke or something because he uses Hershey's chocolate.
There's a mummy joke. I've written down that there's a mummy joke. Oh, yeah, because he meets Brendan Fraser on the set of The Mummy.
And Michael Jordan's in it as well, which is kind of like a bit of a stab at Space Jam.
Yeah. There's so many funny... And
Matthew Lillard.
The
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it is Dante doing what he was born to do, this film. And I think that if this had come out in the 90s, it would have been huge. I think that because it came out in 2003,
which is really weird. Like
it's so weird because nobody, like I were at school in 2003, and nobody were really talking about the Looney Tunes that much. It was something you might have on video from when you were little, but you wouldn't really. Space Jam had been and gone. It sort of died off a little bit.
No one was really asking for a live action sort of cartoon. Do you know, like no one was asking for another Who Framed Roger Rabbit or like you say a Space Jam. It was done.
Yeah.
I don't know how well this did when it came out. I'll be honest with you.
I don't think it did well.
I can't imagine it did.
No. So let's do Dick Watch. We've got him as a security guard on the Warner Brothers lot.
He doesn't have quite as much as he has in Small Soldiers, but he has
No.
like 2 bits, doesn't he? He has like
2 bits. And
he's
all right.
disappointed with him because he's like, what would your dad have said, and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
he has a bit at the end, which
He's all right.
he's
there. Yeah.
he's there,
It's
which
nice
is
to
nice.
see him.
I can't remember.
Robert Picardo is one of the guys on the board with Steve Martin.
He is. He's
He
the
don't
acting guy.
really, yeah, he don't really say much.
Yeah, of course he.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he is. He's all suited and stuff in. He's
Yeah.
just on board. Yeah,
He's all right. He's all right. Again, I don't really know how you'd fit him in too much with this though, because it is very much the Looney Tunes with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, and that woman, that name I can't remember.
Yeah.
She's just
I
again.
don't
She
think I've
was
got her
in a
written
lot
down.
of stuff in early 2000s.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Really is.
Oh yeah, I also wrote that the monkey look at the end looks like the monkey from What Did Jack Do? The David Lynch show. It's the same
He
type of
so
monkey.
does.
I kept doing
Yeah,
impressions
the little,
of it. while
like the
watching it.
Pikuchin monkeys. That
Yeah,
we call
something
them?
like
something
that.
like
Yeah, yeah.
It was very popular at that time because I think Ross had just had one in Friends.
Yeah, yeah.
That might
I
have
think
been
he
way
had, yeah.
years earlier, actually. To be
It
fair.
might have been, to be fair. Where are we putting this? Where does this live?
This, I think, lives.
C?
I think B, and I'd actually
Above
probably
Matinee?
say I enjoyed it more than Matinee
Yeah,
and Howling.
I think I did.
It's.
People might not like this opinion.
I mean,
I don't
if
know.
you've seen it and you don't like Looney Tunes or you don't like Steve Martin's character, I can totally get it. But and I'll be honest with you, I was expecting to give this 2 stars and be like,
Same.
I watched Looney Tunes back in action, and that'd have been fine for me. But honestly, man,
It was
I
good.
was like finished it. I turned to my missus, was like, I'd watch that again. It's
Yeah.
so
So
fun.
when we had a movie night, we were umming and ahhing between Looney Tunes and Piranha, and I think either would have been fine.
I think if
really.
we'd watched this, and like we'd have had Car Wheels as well, and it'd still been a good laugh. And I think it would have had that. What Piranha didn't have, which is because it's like his first film, is that that's a nod to that, and that's that, and blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And Brendan Fraser did the voice of Taz,
Oh really?
which is really weird. Yeah, He- like not forever, obviously, but
No.
in that film,
In that film.
he apparently did like a really good impression while they were doing a table read,
Wow.
and they were like, "We're gonna use you for voice," which I'm guessing the guy that did Taz's voice fucking spewing. He's like, "Brendan's already getting enough money.
Yeah.
What's this?"
Yeah, because he did it twice. Did he get 2 pay? Did he get 3 paychecks then? Taz, Brendan Fraser, and then whoever his character is.
There you go. Yeah, got a lot, honestly.
Right, we're moving into
Oh,
some.
Deathman Brendan.
Moving into something. The whole 3D. I gave this a 1.5 out of 5. I could not stand this film. This is my worst Joe Dante film. In my
Ooh,
opinion.
wow,
This is my least favourite.
wow.
I hated this film. I
It's not
thought
good.
I thought it was flat. I thought it was boring. I thought that it was kind of pointless, and I just hated everybody on screen at all times. Pretty much. That main teenage
Main
kid.
kid.
He what? Who is he? Because he went on to do more things. I think
Didn't he do like?
he's called Dane.
Did he do like stuff on Disney Channel?
He might have
Like
been,
Sweet
yeah.
Life of Someone, or he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was something in something on Disney Channel. I'm sure he was.
Bruce Dern is in this. Pretends to be
Oh.
Doc from Back to the Future. Pretty much,
I
he
know.
is though, isn't he?
That's what he's trying to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's Bruce Dern, so I'll give him a pass because he's
We
Bruce
love
Dern.
Bruce
Yeah,
Dern.
gotta love Bruce.
But I can't. There's just no energy. The music feels stock. Why does it look like it does? I guess it's early digital. It looks like flat. There's no colour or life to it.
Nothing,
It's like
nothing.
it's just super boring to
If,
look at.
if someone had asked me who made this film on first watch,
Hmm.
and I didn't know, I would have just said some random 2009 director that was just trying to get something out.
Yeah.
That would just he had a job. They were like, "We've got a job for you. Do that film."
Yeah.
This is not a Dante film.
No.
I watched it like a month ago, and I couldn't tell you what's in the fucking hole.
Hellraiser 2 World.
Oh, is that what? Yeah, of course that is. Yeah, literally.
It's
yeah.
kind of that. Right. I've written a few notes for this.
You go on this one, because
Fake PS2 game.
yeah,
That kid's playing that
yeah,
made me laugh.
awful.
I love it when people are playing PS2 or just any console in films and the like, and nothing's happening on screen.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you doing?
What you
I really like the talking Cartman plush. I had that.
that as well. Yeah,
That was great. That's the only bit that I liked in this film.
that.
The CG shit.
Oh, it's
I really hate this film and I want to put it in F.
I would only say that I would have probably. I think I give it 2 stars. This one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you fucking rule over this one, dude, and get an F, because I know how much you
I'm gonna-
hated it, and I'll be honest with you,
Couldn't do with this one.
I would not go back to this film ever.
This was a miserable experience.
I watched this film in 2009 and was like, yeah, Joe Dante did that film. That's fine. I watched it other month and was like, oh god, that is everything you said. I have got no rebuttal on it at all, mate.
No.
You are smack bang. Yes.
So, my long note here. So generic. Single mom, family moves, kid doesn't like mom dating, seen it all before. Is what I wrote. It's every family film you've ever seen in 3D.
In 3D, and just not. Did you watch it in 3D by any chance? No, so I wondered what the.
You can't find it in 3D. This didn't get a wide release.
I can imagine it didn't. I remember being at HMV when I worked at HMV, and this being a big sort of popular, like, oh, it went into the sale quickly, and then it went to 3D sale quickly, and it got bought loads, but
Yeah.
that fad, weren't it, and stuff. So, but it's just not got any redeeming features at all. That film.
Dick Miller's the pizza guy.
He is, and he is literally uncredited, I think.
He is uncredited.
which
Is Picardo even in there?
No, I had a no
It's
Picardo.
no
note on
Picardo,
this, so
yeah. So that's that, right?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think, unless you're a completist or you don't mind, maybe you've got kids and you want to get them into a bit. Even then, though, you've got Gremlins.
Even then, there's better
There's
Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers,
There's better
Gremlins.
things to show kids. Looney Tunes. There's better things.
Definitely.
Right, let's cap this off with Burying the X. Awful film, yeah. Again, I gave this one 1.5 out of 5 as well.
I give this a 2, and I think I'm just a little bit sort of like, but I'd say you're right, bang on money.
I hated this. Again, it looks like shit. What happened to Dante's cinematographer? Did he die or something?
I think maybe Dante died, and everyone around him died, and we just don't know about it.
Yeah.
Because in space of 5 years, we don't get much else other than some TV stuff, and then we got The Hole and Burying the X.
Yeah.
They are.
He should have stopped.
Does it feel to you? Because I know you're not a fan of The Ward either, but do you know when John Carpenter? I know there's a few John Carpenters that are questionable in the 90s, but when he hit The Ward, it was almost like can I still do it?
There's a few directors who couldn't deal with the 2000s for some reason. They have questionable or solid 90s, grey 80s, and it gets to the 2000s, and it's what the fuck happened? Carpenter's one of those.
Yeah.
Because Ghost of Mars I can't stand, and The Ward's terrible. Cronenberg kind of had a little bit of a dip, but he kind of got out of it again. There's a few directors that just couldn't hack the noughties, and Dante is one of them.
It's so strange.
Yeah, Looney Tunes was the last good film that he made, I think. Like, what is there to say about Burying the X? I put that it thinks it's really cute with its idea, but it's not. It's just annoying.
It is annoying. It is annoying. Do you know, again, this is one of them when I watched it 12 years ago, 11 years ago. I watched it when it first came out. I found this speaks volumes of this film. I found this in Poundland.
Yeah.
I've been out 6 months and I found it in Poundland.
I can believe.
I didn't really like it then, and it's kind of...
The zombie makeup is so cheap in this film.
Yeah, looks like you made it.
Yeah, and the girl is so annoying, but he's annoying as well. Everyone's annoying.
I like Anton Yelchin, bless him, like rest in peace, buddy, because he was good, man.
I know, I feel bad saying it, because Green Room is excellent. He's so good in Green Room.
I'm not a Star Trek fan, but he's little Jaunters, I can't remember the character's name, but he played that, like, he's a good... It's a shame he's not around, because I think he'd have got a lot of, like, he'd have gone on to have, done a bunch of stuff, especially after Green Room, like a good indie film, and he kind of had he had that sort of vibe about him that he'd like to work with people that were doing stuff differently.
Yeah.
He probably was a big fan of Joe Dante and was like, I'll do that with you, but...
He's better than this film, I think is the issue. And
Joe Dante is,
Joe Dante is, and
Yelchin,
yeah. Who else have we got? Dick Miller, Dick Watch, Croaky Cop. I wrote down.
Literally, in fact, what have I? Crusty old cop. That's his credit. He's crusty. I mean, what a fucking dip. I mean, you can be crusty old cop. You go from Delivery Man.
Yeah, he's barely in it. There's no Picardo again.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. You probably read the script and fuck. Is Picardo still alive? I'm not
He's.
Sure.
Do you know, randomly, he's in the new. I mean, awful looking Starfleet Academy.
Okay, at least he's still
doing stuff. He's like he's doing something on that. So
I wrote half an hour in. I'm bored and don't care. Thinks it's cute with all the horror references. It's not. It's like the zombie version of My Super Ex-Girlfriend.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Is that the one that's got one at Wilson? Not Wilson's.
It's got Uma Thurman in it.
Yeah, and she's super basically. Yeah. It's what's his name from, like, things like old school.
Yeah,
What's his name
that's
now?
it.
Yeah.
Correct. Tell us in the comments.
Tell us in the comments, please.
Tell us in the comments. So, where are we putting this one? Low
I
D
reckon you
or F?
could. See, I think this has got like Explorers might not be the best film, but at least it's got some sensibilities of Dante. It's got
Yeah.
80s sort of like Spielbergian vibes. It's a good solid D.
Yeah.
This is an F, man. It
Yeah.
really is. It's
I'm putting it above the whole though.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
below
no,
the
totally,
whole.
no, totally.
Only just like.
Can you put them on the side and like have them like,
Like,
tiered,
at the
like
same
on like
time,
on like
yeah.
a cube? So, yeah,
Like it's like
a totem
a
pole.
margin.
Yeah.
It's a margin that I prefer. Bury the X. I will never want to watch Bury the X and the whole again. So this is probably a good time to say, are we happy with this list so far? Is there anything that you changed looking at it?
I mean, I know what you're going to change.
I might
Small
move.
Soldiers at 1.
I'm tempted to put the Howling at high C.
Do you know what? After our chat about Looney Tunes and the Matinee, and I'm so that's my I think my takeaway from this entire thing, and not actually chatting to you about Dante films over the past month or so,
Yeah.
or about these films we've been watching, is how much you enjoyed Looney Tunes and Matinee. Even though my exact sensibility, my exact feelings from is that you bought into it as much as I did.
Yeah,
Seen
yeah.
Matinee before, got a lot of love for it, but it's
This
not
is
perfect.
it.
Looney Tunes.
I sit and watch Bellatar films, but I like to have a laugh.
He's real, people. He's got a heart.
I am real.
He's got a heart.
I am real. I'm a Gorgonite deep down.
Oh, I would say that is.
That's pretty solid, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to do a little bit of Twilight Zone now as well. We do have
Mm.
the Twilight Zone. Where would you put it, Twilight Zone? I gave this a 3.
Yes, I.
I'm-
Go on.
I'd probably put it there. No.
Maybe
Maybe above Howling?
definitely above Piranha.
Yeah, maybe above Howling, actually. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we're only going to very briefly touch on this because it's not really a full Dante film.
No.
Dante has the best section.
What's he calling it? It's a good.
It's the one where the kid...
Is it a good something? or
I
what's it
swear I
called?
must have made a note of it or something. It's a good lie.
It's a good life. That's
It's
what
really
called,
good, yeah, where with all the cartoony stuff. Again, it's Dante being over the top and crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's got a really slow start, this film. I thought that the time out is really boring. As a start in short, it's really boring, and it's such a... like, the history for it really doesn't help matters as well. And then Kick the Can is schmaltzy and kind of forgettable,
Yeah.
but Scatman Crothers, gotta love him.
Yes.
He's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Dante's is the best one. And then Nightmare at 20,000 Feet is really good as well. It's solid.
I mean,
It's a classic.
It's a classic story, and it's done. Is it? It's Lithgow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. It's done really well. I mean, the Shatner one is choice, man. It's one of the best Twilight episodes,
Well,
and that's quite cliche to say, but
What I kind of wrote at the end of this is that I'd just rather watch Twilight Zone.
I have
series.
all 5 seasons on Blu-ray, and I'd stick at least first 3 seasons. I'd stick any episode on any.
Yeah.
They're all great.
Like it ramps up towards the end, but it's just got a really slow start at the beginning. So yeah, I reckon it's C.
I think, yeah. I
Yeah,
think with
think we're
his
happy with
part
that.
being, he's definitely out of the amount of people involved with this.
Mm.
You know, I mean, Dan Aykroyd's got himself in there. You've got
Yeah.
all the top directors of that sort of mid-80s period,
Yeah.
or coming into their own or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's somebody Miller who did the 1,000 Feet run. What's he called? George Miller.
George Miller.
George Miller
Yeah.
directed that, and yeah, it's good. I'd just rather watch the originals, I think.
Absolutely.
Let's wrap this up here then. So this is our list. Let me know what you guys think as well. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Might be some controversial opinions there. And that's where the recording ended, unfortunately. A few technical issues with the recording of this. So I do apologise about the sound for this as well. It will be better in the next one that I do. We just had a few issues with some of the mics. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think to our Joe Dante list, and let me know yours in the comments as well. I'd also like to thank the members and patrons that are on screen right now. And thank you very much for watching again. See you in the next video.